All right, you decide. Oh, wait, it's going to get a little more interesting this week. Republican Fred Thompson expected to announce his political plans a bit later, and while he's expected to have a significant impact on the Republican field, some critics say that Thompson is looking too laid back to be a serious contender. Legit? Bob Beckel, Democratic strategist, Fox News contributor, Tammy Bruce, syndicated radio host, and a Fox News political analyst, and welcome to both of you.
Thank you, Bill.
Hi, guys.
Tammy, ladies first. What kind of a candidate will he make?
Well, I think it's going to be interesting. It's nice that he's taken some time off from trying to decide whether to run to actually deciding to tell us that he's deciding to run.
Don't you think he decided months ago?
Well,
nice play on words, though.
But, here's the interesting thing, though. There's some complaints with the Newsweek cover, especially, that whether or not he's lazy or not. And frankly, I think it's a step up.
What did the Newsweek cover say?
Lazy like a fox?
And
question
why?
Mark. Well, I think it's because things like photographs of him in Gucci shoes and perhaps riding around in a golf cart, but I do think it's a step up to have a president perhaps riding a golf cart instead of an intern, but maybe that's just me. Now, in the meantime, here's the bigger issue. Now, I'm at this point, I'm a Giuliani girl. And in the meantime, what Fred Thompson's biggest issue is the fact that he does not look, in my humble opinion, healthy at this point. He looks, he's lost weight. He does look haggard. And while health issues that you can overcome, whether it's prostate cancer or dealing with issues of lymphoma, you can overcome those things. Americans do all the time and
You're
live
not giving him good chances,
lives.
are you, Tammy?
Well, listen, appearance isn't everything, but we do need a president. Mitt Romney's got a great commercial that's running of him looking incredibly fit. I'm not going to vote for him, but I think that's important in a presidential candidate.
All right, let me get to Bob. Yeah. We brought you in. Go ahead, Bob. Speak.
I'm still trying to get over the intern line. So I
bet you are.
For a second. I'll tell you something about Thompson. First of all, expectations that were supposed to be so high for this guy have been lowered a lot because he's waited this long. One. But the second thing is, I really wonder, what is his message? I mean, what is it that this guy is saying that is making him distinctive from the other candidates in the race? If he's talking about terrorism, well, Giuliani's got a corner on that. If he's talking about management of government, you'd have to assume that Romney probably has a corner on some of that experience. McCain. So I think the only distinction is that he's last in and he's from the South. But, in terms of the comparisons to Reagan, another thing, Reagan, I was up against Reagan twice. I've got his license plate tattooed right to the top of my forehead. And I'll tell you one thing about Reagan. Reagan was an optimistic guy, and optimism is necessary right now, and I don't get a sense that Thompson is optimistic.
Tammy?
In one of his last appearances, as a matter of fact, he completely deflated his audience. It was certainly not Reagan-esque. This was a man who was talking about how bad things are. Reagan did set a tone. While things needed to change, he gave people hope that we could change them. Thompson, I was very interested when the news first came that he was going to run, and when his announcement was supposed to be back in July. I have become uninterested because this is a man who seems like he's either being pushed into it or he's got better things to do.
Maybe
and that's not a good
just
sign.
got that always, I'm in no hurry, everything's cool, don't worry.
Hey,
there is
a
debate on Fox Wednesday night with the Republican candidates. He will not be there. But it takes place in New Hampshire, Bob. Is this kind of quote-unquote snub that primary voters remember when it comes time to vote?
Well, they certainly do in New Hampshire, and I think that was a mistake. But, at first I thought he was in, then I didn't think he was in, then I did think he was in, then I didn't think he was in, and now I don't care.
Right, exactly.
You sort of get the sense that this buildup was so big, and then it's slowly but surely, and let's face it, the average voter is not yet focused on this race. That's true. But the insiders still, the people that set the tone, the message about the campaign, have all of a sudden ganged up against Thompson. I think he's going to have a rough kick out of the box.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Tammy. We'll see how he does.
Happy
Starting
Labor
this
Day.
week. You got it. You guys as well. Thanks for coming in today.
Thank you.